My name is Cheryl Martinson. I own the Hair Depot in Boulder, Montana. I've lived here, about 30 years now. Well, I have 3 half-black grandchildren. So it's Reagan, Amaya, and Kendall Jr. I just call him Junior though. And they actually came to Montana. They went to school in Lincoln for a while. And I remember one day, Reagan, the oldest one, telling me that, she goes, you know, Grandma, we're the only brown kids in this school. And I was kind of taken aback, and I'm thinking, and I said, I think my comment was, well, you're the prettiest or something like that. I tried to not make a big deal of it, but I'm thinking that somebody pointed that out to her, or maybe, I don't know. I hope not, but
Yeah.
it could be, I hope not. And I think they decided it would be better to raise the kids elsewhere,
Why is that?
not in Montana, so that they would probably, I don't know. It's hard to probably be the only African American kid in your school, maybe, I don't know. You'd have to ask someone, because she did make the comment too that, see, in Georgia where they go to school, it's pretty much a mix. It's not just, it's not just African American kids. There's, whatever, a mix of color, or lack of a better word. So I guess maybe they thought it would be easier for them. And, the redhead that was here, Talon, the first time that he seen Junior, the baby, he was a baby. He was like, well, let's see, he wasn't quite a baby, but he was kind of little. And they came, my daughter came to visit, and she had only brought Junior with her. Well, they'd never met Junior. And, well, no, they had never met any of them at that point, I think. And so Junior looked at the redhead like, I don't even know what you are. Like he'd never seen a kid. So, and when Talon was little, his hair almost glowed. It was so orange, and he had like super white skin. And then Red didn't know what to think of him, right? Because he'd never seen anybody. And he kept touching Junior's face. And at first he thought, he was like, oh, ow, ow, like he had a bruise, And Junior was like, just looking at him like, you're just scary. I've never seen anybody like you. And then Talon, he goes, he said, you're chocolate. They automatically recognized each other as being like babies. There was no, it was just weird. It's like, well, that's a baby, no big deal. But now that I watch, like they're in school now and they don't really pay attention to any of that. It's like not anything at all, but I just noticed that about kids. They just don't even notice that kind of stuff. And maybe that's a good way to be, that's where we all need to be, where you don't notice, it's a person no matter what color they are. I think racism is taught at home. I'm pretty sure it comes from, because you don't know to be a racist when you're born. So it has to be something that you're exposed to along the way. And then maybe you make up your own mind about it, or maybe you disagree with your parents or grandparents or whoever introduced you to it, what I mean? Sometimes I think that we take like a couple steps forward and 3 steps back. I thought that we would be further along in this country than we are right now. I had actually hoped after Obama was president that would have been a really big turning point to ending a lot of racism. Apparently I was wrong. I guess I'm hopeful. This could be the movement. It would be fine with me. I don't like, I'm fine with the protesting. as long as it's not violent and people don't get hurt. You know. But that's what I want for my grandchildren, to grow up, and for their children too, even when I'm gone. To grow up in a world or a country where people don't look at you differently because you're a different color. You know. And none of that makes any sense to me. You know. So that's what I hope for them.